Power engineering is a profession that is developed out of boilers and pressure vessel equipment. And vessels and boilers started to come into play into our society in the early 1800s, late 1700s. And there were a tremendous amount of explosions from the past were very catastrophic with very high fatalities. So somewhere along the way, people decided that there better be some safety involved in the use of these pieces of equipment, as well as the construction of these pieces of equipment. And this all started in around late 1800s. It started out of London, England, with a Boiler Explosion Act of 1882 from Great Britain. And everything was sort of based on that information. And in Alberta, first real legislation was before it was even the province of Alberta, which was in about 1897. We actually had an enactment that said, hey, we have to start investigating how things are constructed and how things are operated. When Alberta became a province in 1905, there was an enactment of legislation that started to control how things were constructed and how things were operated within this field. Alberta was not the first province. Actually, the first province to enact the legislation was the province of Quebec, and there were several other provinces along the way. And this has developed over the years. Legislation and whatnot is based on what has occurred within Alberta in the last 50 or 60 years. And that's simply because of the number of pressure vessels and number of operators that Alberta has. Alberta has well over 500,000 pressure vessels that require inspection. And there's over 20,000 certified power engineers within the province. This is a very high number within our country. And we seem to be a leader within that power engineering field from this area. Not to say that there isn't good information and good legislation coming from other provinces, but simply because of the numbers, we have a lot of legislation and whatnot happening from here. So around the mid 70s, 73, 74, a group of people from several different provinces looked at the power engineering profession and said, you know, it would be nice if we had a common certification throughout the country. And they started working towards this in the mid 70s. I think there was a meeting in 1974 in Alberta, in Calgary, as a matter of fact, that was one of the first 73 for a common curriculum. And this common curriculum concept has developed over the years. And in the mid 80s, it was looking at the common curriculum and common examination, said, wouldn't it be nice if we had one set of educational materials that we could use for training our power engineers throughout the country? And that seemed like a pretty good idea, and everybody came on board with that. So SOPEEC, which is the standardization of power engineering examination, get together and have the one curriculum. A whole bunch of colleges throughout the country looked at this. The two companies or the two colleges that came together first were NAIT and SAIT, the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology and the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. And these two colleges did sign and had an agreement to develop a common curriculum. The following year, the British Columbia Institute of Technology in Burnaby, BC, joined as well, and this became a tri-venture with those three colleges. And those three colleges are the colleges that own Pan Global. And the three colleges through Pan Global meet with IPEC and SOPEEC and discuss curriculum and changes to curriculum. So when we change a course or a book, such as RPO, we actually do that through our association with the Interprovincial Power Engineering Curriculum Committees, and make sure that we cover all of the aspects that the professionals think that we should have in the books.